Are you ready for it? I've got the big secret to how to beat jet lag. So I'm not pulling your leg, I legit have the secret to beating jet lag. I know how to beat jet lag, and you just gotta get ahead of it. So I'm crossing, do you like my sound effects? That's an airplane crossing the Atlantic. I'm crossing the Atlantic tomorrow. And so I've been getting ahead of things. Yesterday, for example, I slept in till 8 in the morning. A travel photographer slept in until 8 in the morning. Today, I pushed it even farther. I slept until 10 a.m. and it's why I love traveling west. It means you get to sleep in for 2 days in a row. I slept until 10 a.m. this morning. That's like dinner time for photographers. So that's the trick to beating jet lag. That's the one and only trick to beating jet lag is you've got to get ahead of it. A couple days ahead of it. Change your schedule to match the destination that you're going to. And my next destination is... So I've got a really long drive today. It's like 10 hours or so to Istanbul because I'm taking the long way. I have to get to Istanbul because tomorrow I have my flight too. So I'm getting really bored of the highway. I've been at it for like 5.5 hours now. I'm gonna pull off the road and do an Ask Me Anything since you guys loved that segment last time. Let's do it. Question number 1 today comes from Micah, who asks, where is it you wanna go back to and why? There's a lot of places I wanna go back to. There's 2 places that really stick out to me. One is Iceland, just because it's amazing and it's such a cool place to photograph. And I got really good photos when I was there. But the reason I want to go back is because I want to fly the drone there. There are very few drone laws there. They're very laxed in so many places that would look absolutely ridiculous through the eyes of Fido. The other location is Antarctica. Antarctica was my first ever assignment, and it was unreal. Like, words don't even explain how amazing Antarctica is. It's mountains, glaciers, icebergs, penguins, whales, leopard seals. It's just ridiculous. It's so amazing. And if I'm being quite honest with you, when I look back at my photos from Antarctica, I'm saddened. It breaks my heart. Because at the time I was new to photography. I was just on my first DSLR for like 6 months probably when I got to Antarctica. And so I was still learning and I wasn't very good yet. And there was a lot of things I was doing wrong. I need to go back to Antarctica. I need to go back and reshoot it. So if somebody wants to hire me on an assignment for Antarctica, I'll go tomorrow. Question number 2 comes from Kevin T. Carey and Ashley, and actually like 55,000 different people have asked me this question. How do you market your business and where do you find clients willing to pay you? So the answer to this question has kind of evolved over the years. When I started, and I'll give you that answer first because I'm assuming that if you're asking this question, you're starting in the industry. When I started, I spent like 70% of my time pitching. I was emailing magazines, newspapers, tourism boards, different brands. I spent so much time pitching different clients, different ideas. As my social media reach grew and my blog has grown over the years, I'd say that I hardly do any pitching at all anymore. And the vast majority of clients now find me via Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, or maybe even here on YouTube. So I think that's one of the really important things to building your business is you can't forget about the social media side. People are way more likely to find you via Instagram or Facebook than they are from your beautiful portfolio that you spent some time setting up on a website. Nowadays, I also have management. So I have a manager at Hectic Media that is doing all my pitching for me, which takes a lot of the pressure off of me. And it allows me to focus on travel and my photography and my work. And actually, the job that I'm about to do, they found that job for me on my assignment that I'm going to right now in my next destination, which of course is. Question number 3 comes from Nadia. How do you feel about traveling alone? Do you get bored? The answer is this. I never get bored. Bored is not something that exists with me. There's an old saying that if you love your job, you never work a day in your life. That's bullshit. That's a lie. If you love your job, you never stop working. You can't sleep because you want to be working, and you're working 24/7. I do from time to time get lonely. That's just something that happens, especially when you're traveling. Like when I was in Central Africa or West Africa with Anne Murray on my scooter, I got really lonely because there was no other travelers there. When I was in South America, I was never lonely, not for a minute, because there's so many other backpackers and travelers, and you can stay at hostels and you meet other people. And staying at the hostels, you build this camaraderie and friendship with new people, and you're constantly building new relationships. I will say that I do actually prefer to travel on my own, as crazy and maybe selfish as that sounds. But it just comes down to the fact that over the years, I've become pretty accustomed to doing whatever the hell I want. I eat when I want, I sleep when I want, I watch TV when I want, and when I have to have somebody else to kind of compromise with, I get stubborn, and it's not a good situation. I'm going to do 5 questions since it's a pretty short episode. This is question 4. From Momin, have you ever been robbed of your camera gear? Yes, I got robbed bad in Ecuador. And the worst part was, it was just stupidity on my part. You might not know this, but when I started in this industry, I worked as a tour leader in South America, and I was guiding people all over South America. It was the only way I could travel for a living, as well as have some time to travel right and build my portfolio and stuff like that. There was this bus trip in Ecuador that was famous for always having pickpockets and people robbing tourists on, always. And I'd always tell my passengers, don't put anything under your seat or in the overhead, or it's going to get stolen by the time we get to our destination. They're wizards in those buses in Ecuador, and they'll steal your shit. When I was done with my tour leader career, and I was now a travel photographer years later, I was in Ecuador, completely broke. Just came back from an assignment in the Galapagos Islands, and I had all my camera gear under my seat in my bag. And I don't know why I did it. I was just careless, and I thought, nothing's going to happen to me. And I can see my bag right here. And even though I had the bag right at my feet and I could see it the whole time, somebody came behind me in the seat behind me with a surgical knife, cut a hole in the bottom of my bag, took out a 70 to 200 millimeter lens, a Canon 60D body that I just bought, just spent my last pesos on, and my backup camera as well, and some backup lenses. They took all my shit, and it sucked so much. It hit me so hard. And yeah, so I've been robbed before. Last question comes from Inspiring Travelers. How do you back up your photos? This is gonna be an answer that's more do as I say, not as I do. Because as you know, I'm an adventure traveler. I live on the wild side, which means I don't have online backup, and you should. So you should definitely get a cloud program. Usually you can get unlimited cloud for like $9.99 a month, which really isn't that expensive. And I'm so stupid for not having done this yet, and it's gonna bite me sometime. But right now I have all my images backed up onto 2 different external hard drives, as well as JPEGs on my computer. Guys, that's it for the AMA today. If you like the question and answer, leave me questions in the comment section below. And the next time we do this, if there's new, fresh questions, I'll answer them. And guys, it doesn't have to be photography related. It can be life related, music related, gear related, anything related. Just ask me anything. It's a beautiful thing. Let's get back on the highway. So apparently there's a ferry crossing I had no idea about. That shows you how much I plan on these road trips. I just let the GPS take me. Just like that, we're back in Europe. I now made it into Istanbul, into my hotel. It's late. It's already 11 p.m. I left today at 10 this morning. Traffic was stupid. Basically, from when I got off the ferry all the way to my hotel, it was just stupid, just ridiculous. 150 kilometers took me over 4 hours. It was just stupid. And I'm tired, as you can probably see by my face. It's been a long day driving. So I kind of feel like I'm ready to move on to my next destination, and tomorrow I do that. Tomorrow I'm catching my flight and I'm on my way towards my next destination, which of course is... Nah, I'm playing. I'm actually going to tell you this time. Ya me voy a la República Dominicana. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.